Hello everybody, I'm Maurice and I'm from DLP Games, and today I will present you Countryside, the new novelty by Nanos Games, which is distributed by us. In Countryside it's a worker placement game, but every player has his own working area. In fact, it's a farmhouse. The players want to increase and they want to get more working areas where they can grow crops and have house their animals and so on. So whenever it's your turn, you will place one of your workers on one of the different actions, and it can be quite easy. So something like getting more cards from the common area. When the sun symbol, you are allowed to play cards from your hand, because all of the cards have sun symbols on the top left, which will say how much they will cost. You are always allowed to play more expensive cards by paying coins. So in this case, I would only be normally allowed to play a card which costs you 5. Okay. And I can expend one of my coins, so I am allowed to use this card. Mm-hmm. Whenever you're playing a card, you will need to place it in one area. So beneath the cost of the card, you can see this one can be played on the field or in a stable. So I have a stable over here, which allows me to play 3 cards on it. And if I play a cow here, I will instantly use the effect of the card I've just played, and this means I will get 1 milk. If I get a resource of any kind, I am taking one of these baskets and place it on the card I've just played. So this basket means if it stays on this card, I have 1 milk. Okay. This milk I can later use to produce different other goods. For example, if I'm playing this worker, I can place it in my farmhouse. I can spend any number of milk to produce cheese for each. So for 1 milk, I can produce 3 cheese, which I can later sell to earn money, or maybe I can use it to fulfill some quests, because that's what we want to do in this game. We want to fulfill quests. Each area I have will have a different personal quest I can fulfill, and there are also some common quests each player can fulfill, and where we have a little race for which player will fulfill them first, so they can get the better reward for it. For example, if you have this quest, I will need to have 3 workers like this one in my farming area. It doesn't matter where I have them, I simply need to have them. Mm-hmm. And if I would fulfill it first, I wouldn't probably go for the 2 victory points, but either one of the 3 victory points, but because this one will give me 1 additional coin. Uh-huh. And here I will get a new farming area. Okay. Whenever I get a new farming area, I can simply take from one of these different areas 2 cards. There are 5 areas in total where I can play cards on, and then I have to choose one of these areas which I want to keep. So in this case, I just take this one, and the other one will be discarded or placed below the deck after. Yeah, this is a garden. We have a field where I can place crops on. This is a regular field, like flower field, something like this. I can have bees on it to produce honey. We have a farming house, and we have our stables.
Okay, so just a symbol, a different style is what kind of the resource you're more likely to, for example, the cow, I cannot breed them in the forest or something like that. Right?
It all depends on the different cards we want to play, because a cow, for example, can either be in the stable or on the field where it's eating the grass. Mm-hmm. My workers will normally always be working in a house, okay, and so on.
Okay, okay. So of course, you mentioned before, when you play a card,
Yeah.
of course you have to play a worker to do the action, play a card.
Yes.
Right. So, and then there will be some effect. Use the resource. Okay.
Also, the effects will only trigger when I'm playing the card. So normally, I will only produce 1 milk when I playing the cow. But there are other cards, for example, the corn, which I can play. And when I play this, every cow I already have will produce another milk.
Okay.
Also, there's an option, but it can be unlocked during the course of the game. It's an action you can use when you are retrieving enough already placed markers back to their resting area. Yes. Then you can go to the market and perform one of these actions. And this action will allow me to use one of my already played cards again. So if, for example, already 3 cows, I can use the corn again to produce 3 milk in total, because each of my cows would produce 1 milk.
I activate this card again.
Yeah, I could activate this card again, and this would trigger another
cow
card.
will produce milk.
Yes.
For example.
Exactly. Okay. The actions on the right with the little booth symbol are only triggered when you are retrieving your workers back to your resting area, and depending on the number of workers I'm retrieving, I can perform different actions. So we're starting with 2 workers. I'm allowed to use one of these market actions. Yes. With 4 workers, I would be allowed to use 2 of these actions. And with only 3 workers, it's 1 market action, and I could get 1 of the cards shown here on display. The normal way to get cards would be the first worker action, because placing a worker here would allow you to get 4 adjacent cards from the display, where the cards on the edge are always adjacent. So I could go for these 2 cards and get these two cards, get them on my hand, and use them later for different actions. The end of the game is triggered by achieving enough victory points. So one thing I haven't told you yet, whenever you fulfill a quest, you will use one of these little markers which are placed at the start of the game on your player board, and place them on the quest you've just fulfilled. So for example, I could use this one, place them over here. If I fulfilled this quest, I would also get the victory points, but I will also unlock a special ability or a new action I can use later. Yeah. And the goal of the game is to reach the end of the track. If you exceed it, you will start again at the start, and then the end of the game is triggered, and every player, including yourself, will have another 2 turns to get more victory points, and then everybody will see who has the most victory points.
And the victory point, they are
simply the points you are tracking on this track. So this would be 1 victory point for each for each stable we have. So it would be this one.
This is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but not so much. And all of these would be 6 points, 3 points, 2 points, and so on. So we don't have a secret objective. It's just with the personal objectives we have, which we get through our different areas, and we have the common objectives at the common board. Whenever I fulfill a quest, it can't be fulfilled again, but you will get the victory points, and you may unlock new abilities. In this case, I'm spending 3 of my milk. I can place 1 marker over here. I will get 3 victory points for it, and also unlock new abilities. You can fulfill quests by using this action. So we have to place a worker here, and it will allow you to fulfill up to 2 quests you can fulfill to get the victory points and the bonus.
Reach the end, then 2 more rounds, then everybody.
Exactly.
Then whoever has the highest victory point wins. Okay, so is that already available in Spiel Essen?
Yes, it is. In German and in English for 35 euros.
Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.